We left from here back just over a year ago now at Acuna Park, and we're back again, at least for a night tonight. We've come back from Sea Spray this morning, but speaking to our agent, we haven't been able to gain access back into our house yet. Sometimes with rentals you just never know what's going to happen. Sometimes it's unpredictable. People don't always leave when they say they're going to leave, so we've got an alternative and we're here at Acuna Park for the night tonight. It's not a bad spot actually. It's a nice spot to spend a little bit of time. On the weekends it's even better though, because there's the market here which is literally on site, so you get to walk straight in the mornings. We'll head over and let them know that we're here, check in, go and set up again, boys. We're setting up again.
Oh no.
Jed's excited. Well, this is it. We've had our last night in a park here at Acuna Park. We're getting in the car. You guys already in?
We're going home!
We're going home, Harry.
Can you believe it?
Yes, we can.
What is it? 40,000 kilometres, 374 odd days. We're going back to the house. We heard from the real estate agent. They've gone through. They're happy with it. We went and had a look last night, a sneaky peek, dodging
just on
deer.
the outside.
Yeah, and a lot of the trees and the hedges are overgrown, but the lawns are all mowed, and we just have to deal with the hedges later.
Let's go and have a look. Then I've got to organise some power. We're not used to power bills.
Got the van up on the drive here. We live in quite a regional area, which is nice. Good to come back to rather than suburbia. And she's very overgrown. Got a bit of work to do.
Harry, where are we?
Hi.
We're at our house. Let's go see. Oh, Jed's got the key. So this is the office here that we left all our stuff in. So out the front of our house we've got an office and a garage. It would have been a double garage, but it was converted before we bought it. So literally everything we own from our house is in this space here that we'll be unpacking over the next few weeks. But let's go look at the house first. Ready? There we go. Ah, she's off.
It's so...
She'll drop.
It's so empty! Hard! It's empty!
It's a good thing it's empty. It's a kitchen. Your room's tiny. Oh, it's half the size of our caravan.
Oh, yeah, true. Big bath, anyway. And we have a bath in the bathroom, which means it's actually a bathroom.
This is where our chickens live, up here. So we've got a duck house, and over here we have a chicken pen. Wow. It is like a lost civilization. The garden's pretty overgrown. It's neat, but overgrown. Justin said it's like a lost civilization, like nobody's been here for a year. Quite possible no one's been out here for a year, I guess.
We have the luxury of a dishwasher.
But I've got news, we don't have any power.
Guys, it looks like you've never been in a house before.
House! Luxury! We have a dishwasher! No, it's just there. Yeah, packed.
Some of it.
All of our stuff's still here.
That's jam-packed. Washing machine.
The door goes up, hasn't moved.
There's the...
Oh.
The mission here is to dig into the office and find a couch. We want a couch. It's New Year's Eve. We want a couch tonight. The goal is to end up with one couch and one TV, and if we do that, we'll be happy people. Well, we're back and we've got the priorities. Been here about an hour, and we've got a couch, a coffee table, and a TV. We're going big screens. Giddy up.
Boys are back on their bikes, this time getting around their local neighbourhood. We're going to go and pop into a few friends and surprise them. Say hello, see if they're home. No one home there. Go on to the next friends. Boys are back on the bike track behind me. We've got this awesome track literally 2 doors down from our house. It's just across a busy road, which is a bit of a pain for the little ones, but it's a good fun track, isn't it, Jed? Let's keep going. Next house.
We're away. The boys are painting.
Jed's having a colour change. Hey,
Yeah.
you're joining the grey club like the rest of the house.
Yeah.
So we've done a bit of patching up. It's just a heap of scuff marks and marks from, I don't know, like hooks and stuff in the
There they go.
walls. So we've patched those up. Now we're painting all the rooms. I'll go and show you Alex's. So he's over here. Show us your room, Al. We've just finished yours, haven't we?
It's a bit lighter than that bit.
Oh, it's just drying, that's all. The paint dries. A bit darker than it looks originally. So there's his wall. And he's got wallpaper on the rest. So yours was an easy job today, Al, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So we've done our room, we've done Harry and Alex's room, and Jed's is the last one. And if we get the first coat done, then tonight I'll finish off the second coat on all of them. Hopefully the next couple of days we can move into the house and have some bedrooms, and then continue painting from there.
Hello. It's the end of day one on our first day back at our house after travelling Australia, and I just wanted to have a little chat about what's happened pretty much in the first 24, I guess it's almost 36 hours now. I'm having a break from painting. We decided last night that we would paint our house before we move back into it, so we're still staying in the van out the front of the house and just painting the whole house, we've decided. So we've done the bedrooms today. It's a pretty good achievement, 4 bedrooms in one day, and then continuing on through the house. It always needed a paint before we left, and it just makes sense that we do that before we move all of our stuff back in. If you've watched our other videos, you'll know that we're storing all of our possessions and everything in the garage out the front, so they're all on site here, and we can slowly access them to put them back in the house a little bit at a time, and I guess cull through some things that we're no longer going to need or want. Which brings me to the next thing. I just want to have a little chat about what happens when you return home from a long trip like the one that we've had, 12 months or longer, or any extended trip, I guess. And a lot of people often say that, how do you adjust coming back? The boys are really excited. So for the kids, they were ready to come home. They're ready to see their friends. They're excited about going back to school. I've actually never seen kids so excited about going to school today. Oh, not today rather, but for orientation day a few weeks ago, and then this year. So they're all good, they're all happy, and they're looking forward to setting up their bedrooms again. Having said that, we keep finding them in the van. We've got a whole house to play in and the backyard out the back, but we kept finding them in the caravan, and at one stage Jed said to me, oh, I just feel more comfortable in the van. So, I mean, you're used to what you're used to, aren't you? So they'll get used to it being back in here, and when they can make up their bedrooms again, I'm sure they'll be excited. For us, it's sort of mixed emotions, I guess, between being back and seeing everyone again and being back in your community and your family and friends. But then you've also had, for us, we've had such an amazing time. We've had like the best year as a family together and done so many amazing things that in a way you sort of keep looking back on that as well and thinking, oh, if it could just go on a bit longer. For various reasons, for us it won't be this year, but we hope that it's probably changed our thinking about some different things in life and our priorities. And as we're moving stuff back into the house, I think we'll be moving back in less than we even thought we would last year when we cleaned out the house. We did cull a little bit of stuff from when the kids were younger and things we'd been holding on to and hoarding that we got rid of. But I think now we're even in a mindset of having even less than we thought we would. So for an example, we were just talking about our fridge and freezer, which seems a bit funny, but I'll show you our kitchen. It's all empty at the moment. There's a bit of stuff on the bench, but just behind me here is where our fridge and freezer goes. It's a pretty standard hole for a fridge and freezer. It's sort of an older style 90s kitchen, but it's a huge one and it does the job. It is actually a very well laid out kitchen. So we've always had our fridge and freezer in behind me, but we've also always had over here, where can you see, just next to the oven just there, so this spot just here, up the top here we've always had an extra fridge, sort of like a little bar fridge, and then down the bottom we had a freezer. So we had both of those in addition to our normal fridge and freezer, but we're thinking now that we won't put those back there for 2 reasons. One, we're used to living out of a caravan, fridge and freezer, and we've done that absolutely fine. We've not missed any space generally. We've got the angle in the car now as well, which is essentially free to run. So electricity is something that's big on our agendas now too. I'll get to that in a minute. And thirdly, we're just wanting that sort of minimalist space, I guess. So less clutter and less to clean, which would be nice. And there's a nice power point over there that I'm thinking my Thermomix would sit very well on that shelf for. So we may not put back that fridge and freezer. We have the one in the caravan, which we're going to store just outside this door actually. So just beside, just here, this is a door here, that lovely lace will be going. and our caravan will be just there. So if we need an extra fridge and freezer, we actually have one in the van now anyway, just outside there. In regards to electricity, again, we've sort of changed our mindset because we've done a lot of off-the-grid travelling this year, and we've been relying on our solar. So our fridge and freezer is a compressor, so it doesn't run on gas. It's just on 12 volt or 240 volt. And we've really enjoyed not having to pay electricity bills and to be sustainable in that way, in using devices that are just coming from the sun each day. And the energy that we get in is the energy that we've been relying on using. And if we don't get too much for a day, then we just don't charge devices, or we don't use as much power that night. And we've really enjoyed that. It's not completely feasible for us here in our house right now. And at some stage we might look to put solar on our roof, but we also live in a very shady area. We're up in the hills. So we're going to ask around our community some other people who have put solar as to whether it's been worth it for them or not, because we don't tend to get a lot of sun on the houses. So that might not be something that would work for us up here, but we will look into it. But we're certainly looking for ways to reduce our electricity. So running one less fridge and freezer is certainly a good start towards doing that. The other thing that we're looking to do is our hot water system. We have an electric hot water system because we don't actually have gas up here. We're on fully electric connections. The oven and hot plates, etc. behind me, which are all very power hungry. We could in the future look to go to bottled gas for those, but what we can do that's realistic at the moment is our hot water system. So we're actually not going to turn that back on when our power is changed over in the next couple of days. We're going to leave that hot water system off and just use the hot water system in the van for now. That uses a lot less electricity when it's plugged into the house, or we can even use it on gas, which is probably comparable as well. And we're used to doing that, so we'll just do that for now to save on that massive electricity bill. I reckon it was coming in at close to $100 a month just for that hot water system alone without anything else. So that would be a massive saving for us, and we'll look to have that changed over to a more environmentally sustainable option. And I believe that there's some incentives out there for doing that at the moment too. So that's a couple of the changes of mindset that we've had since returning home in the past 36 hours. Sorry, that was a bit of a long chat, but I thought I'd share those thoughts with you, and we'll continue to do so over the coming few days and the next week or so as we get our house set back up again. Justin's in painting at the moment, and the boys are looking forward to continuing painting the house tomorrow, and then planning how we're going to set it up with our existing furniture and stuff and get back into our house.
Good morning. It's a new day. We spent New Year's Day painting. You can see we've got a sort of a bluey grey up on the ceiling here in our master bedroom, and down in the boys' rooms we've painted a grey into those rooms. Harry's and Alex's were a slight grey, and we've just gone up to a different shade of grey. There's a few areas got to patch up like that one. So overall it's come up pretty well. So we really smashed it out. We got home New Year's Eve, straight into the painting on New Year's Day. And I think the biggest transformation is actually Jed's room. Jed's room was a poo brown, and now have a look at this. It is totally different. It's quite nice, I think. Quite a modern room. It'd be good for the boys. A few areas we've got to touch up still. That's not bad for a first coat. Back to it today, and then we're going to go catch up with some friends this afternoon. We really need to make the house nice, ready to move into again.
Good morning. We've painted the boys' bedrooms, and now we've decided to paint their beds as well. The boys have got these beautiful old steel beds, if Jed doesn't cut my head off. They're actually my beds from when I was a kid. We've painted them once, but we're going to paint them again to match our new colour scheme. We haven't showed the boys yet, so guys, this is a big reveal. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Ready?
I'm using glossy white. It's
Set.
like a bluish thing. It's like a bluish green, I reckon.
Here we go.
Bluish green.
Let it look.
Ooh! Ah!
What do you think, guys?
Good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
All right, let's get it on.
Faces. Tomorrow.
It's Unpack the Fun Stuff Day. We've spent 6 days now painting our house. Not 6 full days. Some of those have been catching up with friends and doing other things. But now we get to go through all the stuff that the kids have been hanging out for and waiting for. This is our lounge area. So behind me we've got a desk and this cupboard here that the boys keep their school bags and stationery in. And then the piece de resistance is the Lego table. Just here. So that's what the kids are going to get to set up for the next week or so. Don't think we'll hear from them quietly. The boys have found their Lego tub. Ooh, that's one of them. What have we got in here, Al? What have you got in this one?
What's this all about? All of this.
What are those ones? What are those sets?
Fire station and police station.
Ah, police station. So we labelled them all and put the sets into bags with their booklet before we left. So
I found a
guess
horse.
what? It's gonna be milking week.
Random horse.
Random horse. Then we put them all into tubs to pack away. And now over the next week or so, this is our Lego table here. So this whole table gets set up as the Lego city. But the boys have got lots of making to do, don't you, Al?
Yep.
Won't be a problem for you, will
I
it?
know that.
So next up we found the instruments. So the boys were learning violin before we left, and Jed will be learning violin at high school this year. I nearly said next year, this year. So they found them. How are they sounding, boys?
Terrible.
I think they need a bit of a tune-up. Bit of a refresh from the players maybe too, I think. We'll bring the keyboard in and we've got the guitar, so the kids have always had a bit of a tinker on all of them, and we'll see where it takes them this year. Harry, still Legoing? Yeah? You made a police station over here?
No, my dinosaur.
Oh, where is he?
My
Just
dinosaur
there?
jail.
It's a dinosaur jail, is it? Okay, cool. This is our garage. It's looking a little clearer than it was last time we took a look in here. Hey, just a random hedge trimmer dangling down.
Just taking everything out. Last thing in, first thing out.
Not
Come
good
on,
as one
get
hand.
off your phone.
It's a video. It's a video,
Ow,
weirdos.
You gonna take them out to the pan?
How many?
Harry, you got a top one.
You got it? Hold it.
Chicken again.
Wait.
Here one. Eddie, do you have ducks?
No, no.
Eddie!
Dad,
Daddy,
my twins, remember twins?
Dad, I need to get a t-shirt. Dad, help!
Oh, this one's a quiet. Oh,
Look.
you're smelly. Oh, look at you. You look
Dad!
What?
silky.
Silky. No, take it out. This is one.
Oh, feathers flying.
Okay.
Let's do it outside, hey? How are they going, boys?
Good.
They settling in?
Yep. We have Brownie 2, Brownie Junior, Friendly 2, Silky, Chocolate. Silky was already named. Chocolate is the pure,
okay.
is the one with the brown head and body.
Prior to going away on our lap, we always had chickens. We've had them for years, moving around different houses, and they've always been a great pet for us, as well as providing lots of eggs. They've been cool, haven't they, Harry? We've had ducks as well, but at the moment we had a meeting last night, a little family meeting, and decided that we wanted to get some chickens again straight away. So Justin's just been and brought home some chickens to surprise the boys. So they've been busy naming them.
So that one with the brown head and the black bottom, that one's Chocolate.
Yep.
The one with the footy black is Friendly 2.
That looks exactly like Friendly. That looks like another chicken that we used to have called Friendly.
And then that one which is footy, like really fluffy and grey. That's Silky.
Yeah.
That's Silky.
Tell everyone on the video.
That's Silky.
Yeah.
That's Silky. That one.
The
big fluffy big one.
Yeah.
And then the one which looks like Friendly but way thinner with the black bottom and the brown head. That's Chocolate.
Awesome. So the setup we've got here, this is sort of up at the top of our yard. We've got a tiered yard. It's on a bit of a hill. This pipe behind me, this hose, whichever way, that way, that's connected to a big rubbish bin we have down here, which is actually our water storage. It's not actually for rubbish, so I think Justin's just filling that up. And the water comes from our roof up here when it rains and fills up the water storage, so that we don't have to worry too much about that one. And then we get large food storage as well and put that in big bins inside for the chickens, so that they've always got heaps of feed. And over here, what's kept in here, Harry?
This is where the chickens lay eggs.
Where they lay their eggs. So there's lots of straw in there. It's nice and comfy for them.
In their house.
And they've got their chicken house behind it as well. So the boys can come up here and play around with them. They've got a cubby house up in the chicken area, so they can come and hang out with the chickens. Although half the time it's Justin that hangs out with the chickens. He likes them too.
These bad boys, we have upgraded our electric hot water service with these heat pumps. These have just gone in today, and after we came back from living in a caravan, we're thinking, how can we do things smarter than what we did before? We had an all electric hot water service, and it was absolutely killing us for power usage. We've replaced one with two, and it was actually free under the government federal and state rebate scheme. We're able to take out the old one and replace it, and this now, instead of having 315 litres, provides us with 2 units at 170, so we've got 340 litres. But the other thing I like about it is, if we find out that we're still on caravan rations, we can switch one of these bad boys off, cutting down our power usage even more. Pretty cool. It's morning, we're in the house, we're settled. But it's not just any morning.
Morning.
The boys are in school clothes. Morning. And a high school kid. What is going on? Oh, they look weird, preppy kid. You gonna lose your babies? Had a year? It's time. After a full lap of Australia, it's been what? Alright, 14 months, 15 months since they last went to school. We're out of here.
And Jed's off on the bus. Is he going, Elle?
Yep.
Yep. Harry's watching him go. See, Jed? Luckily for us, the bus stop is right. Oh, where is he? There he is, there's the bus stop. Jeddy's at the bus stop. It's that close, it's pretty convenient.
Oh, there he goes!
Did he get on?
It was bloody 32, 35 or something just, I don't know, an hour ago. It's ridiculous. Melbourne weather. We've got a bit of a problem with the car. So we had a lot of rain, and you can see here a lot of red dust that was dumped on our Landcruiser. And then as I climb up on top of the roof, you can see just how much red dust is up here. And notice it's all predominantly on this side. What's happened is with our sunroof up here, all the water and red dust has pulled down the bottom and blocked our drainage from the sunroof and has come instantly into the cabin. The water ended up pouring inside, and you can just see here how it's all flooded in. And what happened is we ended up with about an inch of water. You can see red dust, I mean that's part of it and also part of Australia. But this was all flooded with an inch of water down here, and it's flooded the electrics. And the car is absolutely non-responsive. It's totally dead. So basically the whole car has got nothing going on. We press the button, nothing happens. The electric windows still work, the horn works, hazard lights work, a couple other things work, but the main engine, the ECU, it turns everything on, is non-responsive. Can't even push the remote. We also can't get into my beer in the back of the car either.
Harry's missing his ice cream.
Harry's got a tub of
Harry wants the
ice cream. Harry's got a tub of ice cream in there as well, which he's been desperate for, which is stuck. And it's been that way for over a week and a half while we've been locked out of the car. I've tried drying it. We've had a little dryer going in here, and I've pulled up the carpet, as you can see, and tried to clean out all the connections, done all that. Hasn't worked. I've now had an electrician out. He's checked through and he said, nah, it's the ECU. It's had water in it and it's died. So now we've got to take out all of our accessories, the fridge, the battery, all my tools. I've got to get into the boot first.
Stuff off the roof.
Yep, solar panels, everything, because there's a chance, a very decent chance, that the car could be written off, which would be pretty devastating after having it for, what, 15 months or something, 16 months.
that long.
Yeah, we'd have to find another one. We wouldn't not buy a Landcruiser again, but it's in some real big problems. So we've done 45,000 kilometres, travelling around Australia, did an entire lap. We had one puncture in Canberra because someone left a screw out on the driveway and we drove over it. Other than that, no issues. And now it's dead. You see, I got the cage out. We're going to take the drawers out now. If you watched the earlier video, I talked about putting the drawers in. Now I've got to take them out, which is probably a good thing anyway. If we do get the car back, we can give it a bit of a clean. So I'm in the Landcruiser, and this could be the last time we see it. I actually feel a little bit sad about it. It's been a brick sitting here, but that rain that we had the other night, we had a heap of rain, brought it back to life. And for some weird reason, it's actually starting. It's not perfect, not everything's working. I can change gears and it doesn't always respond, but at least it's going to go out on its own terms. If it's going to be a repair, geez, it'll be impressive. They've only got 20 grand they spent on it for repairs, and it's pretty wet and pretty damaged, so fingers crossed. I've come to terms with it being written off, and then we'll have to find another car, but this is it. It's heading off, and Off to sick bay. Let's see what insurance has got to say tomorrow at 11 o'clock. Here we go, this is it. It's going onto a tow truck, and unfortunately, this could be it, last we see it. She's up. See you, mate.
The next step in the process, we're here at the Hale Repair or Assessment Centre. This place is massive, it's a real eye-opener. But they're going to assess our car and see what the verdict is on it.
Here it is, here's the car. So they're currently doing a water test. So when the power came back on in the car when it rained, I was able to actually open the sunroof for the first time. And as a result, I was able to blow air down into the sunroof. You can see where the red dust is all pooled up here. So I was able to clear that, which allowed the big pool of water was up there to drain out. Now, the problem with that is that they can't actually replicate the issue. So they were now suspicious of whether I left the sunroof open or not. And they've been checking to see if it's a windscreen or anything, but I've explained the situation of what happened and how I've cleared it. So if this ever happens to you, just leave it as it is, even though you think you're protecting your car, which I thought I was when I got the electrics open and was able to do it. It's best to leave it so they can replicate the issue. So now he's going to go through his bosses and talk about what happened, and then we find out in the next couple of days if we're covered or not. But this could be it for the last time we see our baby.
I don't know what to say.
What do
you say?
Alright, time to leave it. Let's see. Back, here's the car. And there's the result. It is off Pickles Auctions, and it's a write-off. So if you do find the car, let us know. We'd like to know where it ended up. We might even go visit it one day in the yard, Steph.
If you end up with our brand new tyres, let us know.
Yeah, that's a problem. Been told that we can take the UHF radio out, and we're allowed to take the feet of the roof racks out, and we can take the number plates. So we're going to do that and take that, and then it's say goodbye to the...
Good morning. It's been a little while since we've done a car video, and we're somewhere different, as you noticed this time. We've got 3 rows, which the boys love because they get a bit more space in this car. We're here, as you know from previous videos, what's going on with our Landcruiser. So we're in the Kia at the moment, but we're splitting up today. It's doing family, he's going 2 different directions. Where are you going, Jed?
Scout camp.
Yeah, and judging on Justin's uniform, he's on someone's scout camp as well. And the boys and I, we are going on a...
Trip to Ballarat.
We are going to Ballarat. We're going on a train, and we're going to go and visit Nana and Jeff.
Yep.
And all our family. Have a look on the sign, Harry. How long does it tell us to depart till? Tells you up there. Al, how long to go? It tells you up there.
9 minutes.
9 minutes to depart at 10:47.
This is the city.
Which city?
The city which is unknown. City. And this is Atlantis. Yeah.
Right.
This is the city.
We came a long way on that train to Richmond. We're nearly in the city, boys. Thanks for watching. I know that was a lot of talking, but we really did want to make it a sort of video about what it's like to come home after such a long trip away. I know it's something that's often asked and talked about online. We've had a bit of a whirlwind, as you know, with the car now, and there's actually more coming too. So watch our future episodes, because life could not get any crazier for us right now, and we look forward to sharing it all with you. So keep in touch, subscribe to our channel would be awesome, so that you can see our updates and we can let you know what's coming up. Thanks for being here for the journey.